Hey, this is Eric Jarvis, and I'm going to go over creating new gradebooks for the new term, semester two. I have two methods. You can copy your gradebooks from semester one to semester two, or you can create brand new gradebooks. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. With creating them from scratch, I can select a whole bunch of classes and create those gradebooks in one procedure. However, I don't get any of my categories or options pulled over. In copying the gradebooks, I have to copy them over one at a time. But with those gradebooks comes all of the options I set up, any rules I set up, any grade scale changes I might have made. So they both have their advantages and disadvantages. Now, you might notice when you go into Aries, you might see on the portal page no gradebooks because we're in the spring semester or semester two. So if you need to access those from here, never fear, they're always accessible within your gradebook. Past terms, current terms, even future terms, if you made them in the future. But you can see them here by clicking Options and Show All Terms. So now I can access them from the portal page directly here. To get rid of that, I just click Options again and uncheck the Show All Terms. So now it's time to create new gradebooks. So I'm going to create a gradebook. I'm going to click Gradebook. Now I'm in the Gradebook dashboard. And remember, I have tiles, list, table. And this is the dashboard. So I'm going to add all my semester-long classes. I teach semester-long classes and then quarter-long classes. I do need to create them separately because I assign the term dates as I create them. So they need to be done separately. So I'm going to do that. Mass add gradebooks is what I'm going to do for all my semester-long classes. And here are all the terms. F is for fall, S for spring or semester two, and these are the quarter numbers, 1, 2, 3, and if I scroll down, you'll see 3 and 4. Very important, I just do the terms together because I'm going to be assigning them a start date and end date, and the quarter end date is different. So I'm going to click my spring classes, all of them. So social studies, period 1, spring. Make sure I click the right ones. Spring. And this is a little quicker than copying, but I'm not going to get all my options. So I do teach a quarter long class. I'm going to teach a quarter 3 class, but I need to create that gradebook separately because of the term dates. My quarter 3 class ends in March. I don't want to do that. So once I've clicked select, it says remove. If I accidentally clicked on one I didn't mean to, I can unclick it. So now I click next. And now here's where I'm selecting the term. And it's going to apply this term to all those gradebooks I selected. That's why I did not select my quarter-long class. And these are spring. Semester 2 is spring. Check the dates. January 20th to June 9th. Now I click create gradebooks. And it just created them all. So they're in the future. It created them all. Okay, but it didn't bring in any of my category weightings or my categories. You'll notice here, and I've been playing with this, that these say add assignment. These say add categories. You have to have at least one category to start entering scores. But I'm going to go ahead now and add my quarter-long class. So I'm just going to add a gradebook, single gradebook. I'm going to select the term, quarter 3. And I'm going to find my quarter 3 STEAM class right here, quarter 3, and check it. Okay, and then gives it its name, and I'm going to click save. And then it takes me into the gradebook. Where was I just though? I need to get back there. That was the dashboard. Remember I said dashboard, and that'll always appear here on this top menu. Remember the menu. You can switch between all your gradebooks here. This is the dashboard, scores by class, assignments, students, and D reports, and then manage. You can get to all these features here via this drop-down menu in whatever screen you're on within the gradebook. I'm going back to dashboard. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is probably link up the classes, and I need to link them up first because when I add the categories, the link classes will have the same categories. So I'm going to start here. So to link classes, I go to link gradebooks. Okay, so linking means everything I put in or do to social studies 1, I can have period 1, I can do to social studies period 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, linking my gradebooks, link gradebooks. So here I'm on link gradebooks. And you group your gradebooks or, quote, link your gradebooks by group number. 0 indicates they're not linked to anything. And all my new classes I just selected are not linked to anything. Last term, I had my English gradebook as group 1 and my social studies gradebook as group 2. All my English assignments went to both classes automatically. Social studies went to both social studies classes automatically. Or if I made an edit in the due date or something, it populated in both the classes within its assigned group. So I don't want to put my new English class in my old semester group. And I think I'm just going to keep this. I was kind of thinking, what's the best practice here? And I asked a few other people. And I think we kind of came up, make a new group, make it its own group for the spring. So I'm going to group my English spring classes as group 3. And you can use the arrow or you could just type a 3. And I'm going to group my social studies classes 4. That way they have their own group separate from semester 1. And now I'm going to click save. Save's going to take me back to the dashboard. Remember that dashboard on the top. Okay, and here they are. Now these two are grouped. So social studies is grouped with period 4 social studies. And I can see that here in linked gradebooks. I can actually go back. So now I have 4 groups. And I just decided to keep my semester 1 class in the groups. If I wanted to take them out, I could just put a 0 here. And now this English class is going to be ungrouped. So an assignment or a change I make to my 3rd period English class will no longer occur in my 1st period English class if I want to do that. So I can make some changes that don't occur in both classes. And then I can link them back again. And then any change I make in one will occur in the others. Okay? So now I have these 4 groups and I'm going to click save. So the next step is when you have before you can do anything, you have to have at least one category. So now that I've linked the classes, I'm going to make my categories in social studies period 1, and these categories are going to be populated into social studies period 4. So let me go ahead and do that. So, and here's where you decide, are you going to do weighted scoring? Are they going to have weights, or are you going to do total points? Either way, you have to have at least one category. So I'm going to go classwork. I could pick a color for it. Add a new category. Classwork, tests, and quizzes. Okay, pick a color if you'd like. And maybe projects. And I don't know. I'm actually not remembering. So maybe this is a good argument for linking your classes because you just have the same categories as you did the previous term. They won't change for the kids, and maybe you have participation. I don't know. All right. So, and if you do weighted scoring, here's where you add your weights. Your percentage has to add to 100. So maybe this is 40. Maybe test and quizzes is 40. Projects 10. And maybe participation 20. Or that has to add. Whoops. Okay. It's a good thing I teach English and not math. They do have to add to 100. It will give you error messages if it does not. So, or you could do total points. All right. So you need to set up categories. Now my categories are now set up for both. I'm going to go to the dashboard, in my future terms. And now you'll notice that for social studies, it says I can click add assignments. My other classes, it says I have to add categories first. So I have to do this for my English classes now. All right. The other thing that I would do that I want to show you, and I won't go through that again, but another thing that you might want to do is if you go into Manage Gradebook, is you want to, and you can get this if you're in scores by class, if you're entering scores by assignment, you can always get to the Manage Gradebook. You can get to any of these by clicking this drop down. And the page I've been going to, the dashboard, is right here. And don't forget, you can jump between gradebooks here. Okay, so the other thing that's important is you want to go to options. And this is, if you're creating your gradebooks from scratch, you have to redo your options here. So So if you did the minimum, maximum, like the minimum score a student can, if they get a 20% on a test, it'll just calculate it as a 50 on this, or a 0 will be calculated as a 50. And the highest a student could get is 150% of the points. If you do that or not do that, it's up to you, and you can change these. So if you want to make it, you just want to give them a third of the points, you can, or you want to boost this up so you can give a lot of extra credit on an assignment. It's up to you. It also has, if you're not doing, some people are doing category weighting, but just formative and summative, meaning all the summative are maybe a certain percent and all the formative are a certain percentage. And you can set that up here. So formative, just like the regular work, maybe a 60%. And maybe, looks like I have to use the slider. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so it's automatically kind of setting this for me. Let's see if I can type it. It's not letting me. I don't know. Okay. So you do have to use the slider. Okay. So now all the formative stuff, homework, classwork's 40%, all the quizzes and tests, 60%. And you should remember when you add an assignment to ask, is this formative or summative? So I personally don't do that. I think there was some teachers at our school who do. And then I really like to say, this one's a good one that I recommended you add last time. If you get a student added to your classroom, to your class, you can click this and they'll automatically be added to your gradebook as soon as you open up the gradebook from the scores by class page. And then I like to go sort my assignments by due date descending, meaning on the left next to their name is the most current assignment. As I scroll to the right, the assignments go further back. And now these aren't linked, so I have to copy these to my other classes. And if I want to use them for just select all the classes that I want to copy this to. So I can say clear all. Let's say I just want this for my spring classes here. Now with a copy of the gradebook, these settings have been you don't have to do this again. So that's an advantage to the copy of the gradebook. Now I'm copying them all to them. Options have been copied. All right. So back to the dashboard. I have my gradebooks set up for the new term. If you didn't click that option to add students automatically, you can click on Manage Gradebook, and you can click Manage Students, or you always have it here, Manage Students here. These are the same thing, Manage Students. And then you can click Add Students here, and it'll add it to your gradebook, add them to your gradebook. When I clicked it, it gave me an option at the beginning to add all the students to all my gradebooks. And I did that, all entering students, and I clicked Save Changes. I clicked it, and it took like 4 minutes for all the students to get added. And so if I click that, that'll happen. I won't go on for 4 more minutes, I promise. So I'm just going to click close that and just let you know, hey, great job. You're back at the dashboard. I have my gradebooks ready to go. When I go back into areas on the home page, look, I have my gradebooks and here they are. So awesome. Ready to go for a successful semester 2. Hope this was helpful.